Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Match Week Breakdown, where I'm going to cover all of the current transfer news. Well, not all the transfer news, we're going to do done deals only, okay? So, in my introduction video on YouTube, I gave you a quick rundown of what we're going to be doing. So, I said we're going to be doing rumours, but we're not. We're going to be doing done deals because it's easier for me and it's quicker for you to listen to as well. So we're going to just kick off very, very quickly. Just quick disclaimer, I'm an Arsenal fan, so there might be a bit of bias, but who knows? We'll see, I guess. So first is, and it's going to be quick fire, run through them. It's not going to be a long video, but later down the line we'll do longer videos on this, I promise. So, first is Arsenal, who have signed two Spaniards, Kepa Arrizabalaga for £5 million from Chelsea, and then Martin Zubimendi for 51 million from Real Sociedad. Both obviously Spanish, both very, very good signings in my opinion. Next we have Aston Villa, who have signed Yasin Ozcan from 8 million from Qasim Passer. I might butcher these names of players and of clubs. So please, if in the comments if you do know these clubs and know how to pronounce them correctly, do just put the names or the pronunciations in the comments just so I know for later use. Next is Redmond, who they bought on a free from Feyenoord. Next up is Bournemouth. Bournemouth, Eli Junior Krupi, who they bought in from a loan to permanent from Lorient for 10 million. Next is Truffert or Truffert. I don't know how you say the name. I'm very sorry. For 14.3 million from Rennes. Then we've got Brentford, who don't like telling me how much they've actually spent on their players because I don't know why. But they've got in Kayode from Fiorentina for an undisclosed fee. They also have in Donovan from Birmingham for an undisclosed fee. Please tell me how much you're spending on players because I want to tell the lovely people who listen to my podcast all the time how much they bought their players for because it helps me and it helps them understand as well. I'm not speaking to anyone from Brentford. I'm just speaking to you lot. Anyway. Um, Next we have Queen Kelleher from Liverpool for 18 million, following the departure of Mark Fleckham. And then the last signing for Brentford so far is Malambo from Feyenoord for 18.8 million. So that is lovely from Brentford. I hope they all do very well because I like Brentford as a team. Next is Brighton, who always do very good transfer um, news, not transfer news, transfer gains. Like gains from transfers. Let's put it like that. Yeah, that's my way of saying it. Um, so they've got in Decupia from 17.3 million. Again, if you do know how to say his name, please tell me in the comments. From Club Brugge for obviously 17.3 million. Then we got Poscagli, who they got on a free from PSV. Then Coppola. I don't really know. I had a weird accent when saying that. I don't know why. From Verona for 9 million. Then we have Tommy Watson from Sunderland, who they got him for 10 million. Obviously, newly promoted Sunderland. He's very young, so he's definitely one for the future at Brighton Hove Albion. Next, and I'm so sorry if you know how to say his name, but I'm going to butcher both of these. His name is Du Young or Do Young from Daejeon Hanan Citizen. It's a South Korean club and a South Korean name. I don't really know how to say his name. The only South Korean player I know is Heung-min Son. Um, I used to think Matoma was, but then I realised that it just sounded really bad that I said that. Um, so yeah, Oh wait, no, we have two more players. I'm being stupid. They're all on my paper that I write on. I write them very close together. There's like no space between them, but that's fine. They're big money signing because it's weird with Brighton because they always do very good business and they always develop players very quickly to the Premier League. Um, so this is their one big money signing that they do every window, which is Kostulas for 31.7 million from Olympiacos. I don't know much about him, so hopefully we can learn together when the season starts. Just a quick side reminder if you didn't listen to the first video. I will be doing episodes every week about Premier League and the games and the big moments and European games as well, but only for the English clubs. Maybe later we can do or next season because you know what? Yeah, Season 1, Episode 2. Let's do that. The introduction was Episode 1. Every season, it's going to be a new season. Yeah, let's do that. That's a good idea. Okay, perfect. So I've just figured something out, and you now know as well. Um, so yeah, Kastoulas Olympiacos from 31.7 million, and then Running from Frankfurt for 725k. It's very rare these days that you get a player bought in for under 1 million, but fair play to Brighton for doing it. I respect it. Burnley. This is a very weird transfer to say, but Kyle Walker from Man City for £5 million. I've seen some weird transfers, but I think this might be genuinely near the top of the list. It's just a weird one. From Spurs to Man City to AC Milan on loan to Burnley is an odd career path, but it's definitely one for the history books. And he's definitely a player for the history books as well, Kyle Walker is. Next for Burnley, we have Tachuna. Please, I think I definitely butchered that one. For 12 million from Lazio. Next, we got Twanzebe on a free from Ipswich. Burnley don't like telling me how much they spent on players, so we got Hartman from Feyenoord for an undisclosed fee. Bashir Humphrey from Chelsea for an undisclosed fee. Jaden Anthony from Bournemouth for £10 million. Marcus Edwards, who I think is a very exciting player, by the way, from Sporting for an undisclosed fee. Fleming from Millwall for, guess what? Guess how much money he was? I'll give you a second to think. Oh, I don't know either. He was undisclosed fee. And then we got either Weiss or Weiss, I don't know how you say his name, for 4.2 million from Karlsruhe. That was a really weird German accent, so I'm very, very sorry. I feel like I didn't even sound German there. Anyway, Chelsea is next with Jamie Bino and Gittins for 51.5 million from Dortmund. João Pedro from Brighton for 60 million pounds. Liam Delap, who's going in my FPL team, from Ipswich for 30 million, which is a steal, by the way. Estavio for 29.1 million from Palmeiras, who scored against Chelsea actually in their recent Club World Cup clash. And then we got Esuogo from 18.5 million from Sporting. There are some teams in this transfer window, right, that are just getting all their players stolen from them. Like Sporting is one of them, and Strasbourg, as you'll see later on, are also one of them. It's crazy for some reason, and I think we need to put up a petition to stop these teams getting players stolen from them. Please, hashtag stop Sporting and Strasbourg's players getting stolen. Twitter, it will go off, and Elon will put out a statement and not start his new political party. Anyway, we're not here to talk about politics, we're here about football. Um, if we want politics, then go somewhere else, because I'm not that man. Um, and next is Saar from Strasbourg. See? Strasbourg and Sporting. Please, give them some peace, people. For an undisclosed fee. So cheers, Chelsea, for not telling me how much you paid for one player. But they is that yeah, they need to stop spending money, honestly. They've spent too much already. They actually got fined. If you haven't seen this, by the way, they got charged by UEFA and so have Aston Villa, actually. So they need to sell players, they need to get rid of people and stop bringing people in. That's pretty much just what UEFA have said. Next is Crystal Palace, who they've made only one signing this window, with a man called Benitez, who is signed on a free from PSV. And next signing from Everton, which is a very exciting one, is Charlie Alcaraz from Flamengo for 12.6 million. And he really picked up form towards the end of the season. And David Moyes' side, I think, have a very, very special player on their hands with Charlie Alcaraz. I really hope he does well because I think he's really talented and he's really smart. And yeah, he's got a lot of years left in him as well. Next is Fulham. I'm gonna give you a minute here to think about how many players they've signed. Just think about Fulham. Think about the stature of Fulham. Think about how many players they've signed. Okay, I'll give you 2 seconds. No, 5 seconds. Okay, big 5 second pause to think about how many like players Fulham have signed. Okay, play along at home. No one. Yeah, yeah, no one. They've signed no one. Which is disappointing. Leeds next. Bijo, 15 million from Udinese. That's a centre back who is second in Europe in the top five leagues in Europe anyway. for aerial duels ones. That's a very good signing for Leeds. Next, they've got Nemeka, or Nemecha, not sure how you pronounce that name, but that's fine. From Wolfsburg on a free. He's a German international. I think his contract ran out and he didn't want to renew, which is fair enough. So yeah, he's gone to Leeds. I think he'll do very well, in my opinion. And then we got Bornau, I believe that's how you say her name. 5.1 million from Wolfsburg, who will join Nemecha and is a centre back. So yeah, Leeds have been very smart with what they've done because normally when you get up into the Premier League, you get an onslaught of attack from players. Not just players, but from the teams that have been in there for a very long time. So smart signing two centre backs. Next is Liverpool, who have signed Milos Kerkez from Bournemouth, left back, best left back in the league, possibly one of the best in Europe, and he's still very young. He's got a lot of years left in him. Next, they have broken the British transfer record. 116 million paid for Florian Wirtz from Leverkusen to Liverpool. I think he's going to do spectacularly in that Liverpool shirt. Next is his Dutch teammate Jeremy Frimpong over from Leverkusen for 29.5 million, which is a steal, I think. Next is Marmadashvili from Valencia for 29 million, backup for Allison. If Allison does retire soon, which he definitely won't, but I believe Marmadashvili is only 26, 27. So it's good backup, and he will 100% play in competitions like FA Cup, Carabao Cup, Champions League, and yeah, I think that's a very good signing. Next is Pexi, who is a young goalkeeper from Puskas Academia for 1.5 million. I don't know anything about this lad, if I'm completely honest with you, so I'm not going to spend too much time pondering about uh, the goalkeeper that he is. But he played for Puskas Academy. I didn't even know that was a team. Um, yeah, 1.5 million from the Puskas Academy. Young goalkeeper. We'll see how he does. He's probably going to be pushed into the youth system before first team, but that's how it's just it's how football works sometimes. Next, Freddie Woodman from Preston on a free. I don't know anything about Preston or anything about Freddie Woodman, so we'll see how that goes. And then Man City, who have done very well in recruitment this so far, to be fair. Tijani Reinders for 46.3 million from AC Milan. Ait Nari from Wolves for 36.3 million. Cherky 34.2 million from Leon, and then Bettinelli from Chelsea for an undisclosed fee. Next is Man United. We're just going to rattle them off now, lads, so you're going to have to listen closely. Man United, Cunha from Wolves for 62.5 million. Leon from Cerro Porteño for 7 million. Newcastle has signed Cordero on a free from Malaga. Nottingham Forest to Igor Jesus for an undisclosed fee, so thank you, Nottingham, from Botafogo. Sunderland have broken their record with signing Diarra from Strasbourg for 30 million. Again, stop the Strasbourg hate. Then they've signed Enzo Lafille on a permanent from their loan for 20 million. Then Sadiki from Union State Gilouise. Please tell me if I said that wrong again. For 17.5 million. Then we move on to Spurs, who have signed Kevin Danso, who is they've signed on a permanent from a loan for 20.9 million from RC Lens. And then we've got or I have I said it wrong. Is it Lens or no? It is. Yeah, RC Lens. Yeah. And then Vuskovic for 12 million from Hajduk Split, who is a goalkeeper following the departures of both Alfie Whiteman and Fraser Forster, and I can imagine Brandon Austin might go unless they really need him because he got one game last season and was their man of the match. He should have been used more in my opinion. And then another player who went from a loan to a permanent at Spurs is Matthias Tell for 29.8 million from Bayern Munich. I'm not sure. The Tell signing just seems a bit weird to me because he didn't do very well, but he's going to get game time. So, yeah, he made the correct move for his career. Next is West Ham, who have signed Tabido from a loan to a permanent for 35 million from Nice. I think he was one of the reasons that he didn't get relegated, along with Jared Bowen and Mohamed Kudus. So yeah, I'm excited to see him. Scored a few headers, made a few crucial tackles, was just good as an all-round defender last season. Next is Cummings. Stop laughing. I can hear you laughing through the screen. Listen, Cummings is not funny, alright? Even though I did laugh when I first read it, but that's not the point, okay? Stop laughing. Cummings from Celtic on a free. And then the last team is Wolves, who have signed Fer Lopez for 19.5 million from Celta Vigo. Very young, very exciting young player. So obviously that's following the departure of Mateus Cunha, and they do need to get a new right back and a left back probably, because it does. Honestly, it looks like Nelson Semedo is going to leave as well. Which Wolves fans, I'm sure that's not what you want to hear, but it's going to happen one day or another. Oh God, that was a One Direction thing, wasn't it? Oh God, I'm so sorry. And then Georgian Strand Larson has joined on a permanent for actually, I was going to say 35 million, but we don't know how much he signed for. But he's on a permanent, signed for Wolves permanently. Very good player. Strong, physical just in general. He's tall. He's exactly the classic number 9 that has come back into fashion recently in the Premier League. Um, but that is it for all the transfer news so far. All the done deals with all the clubs. I'm sure you wanted to hear outings as well, but if I'm being completely honest, outings is very boring at the minute. A few clubs have had a few good outings, but it's mainly academy players and players that are getting old and need to move on. So anyway, we will have regular episodes soon, I promise. I know it was a month since I last uploaded on YouTube. Um, it will carry on, and we'll get weekly episodes of of the matches that have happened in the Premier League every week when that starts. And I will be doing just a quick side note here that you can add to your calendars because I know it's very exciting. A week before the Premier League starts, so exactly a month from now, the 8th of August is when I'll be doing this video, or uploading it at least. I'm going to be doing predictions for the season. It will be table predictions, it will be transfer predictions, it will be everything, all of the above. Um, so yeah, just keep a lookout for that video. I'm very excited to film it. Again, you've got a month to wait. We could have a video in the meantime, if anything else happens. But yeah, I'll keep you lot updated on anything that happens. And there will be a video. If anything major kicks off in the transfer news, I will let you know instantly, I promise. There'll be videos. But yeah, hopefully we should be going on Apple Podcasts soon. So keep a lookout for that as well. Maybe not soon, but it will definitely be in the next few episodes. We'll be going on to Apple Podcasts, I promise. So you don't just have to listen on YouTube and keep your phone open. Unless your YouTube does this weird thing where it keeps playing even though you've closed like your phone. It's weird. It's an odd one. But anyway, thank you all for listening. I really appreciate you all listening. Just starting a podcast is it's a little bit of a weird and scary feeling at the minute. Um, Having people listen to your voice and talk about stuff that you know you have knowledge on. It's an odd feeling, but one that I really, really appreciate you all listening to. Thank you all very much for listening again. Uh, yeah, new episode soon, I promise. Thank you all for listening. Have a good one and see you later. Thank you.